What's up, guys? Welcome back. Hope you are doing well. My name is Steve. Thank you for joining us on this channel where we talk sneakers and only sneakers. Maybe more in the future, but we'll see where things take us. Today we're talking about a hype sneaker because for once, the sneakers app actually works. I can confirm when you have taken the L, just like I have on so many sneakers, you wonder, is there somebody else getting a W? Well, I can confirm, at least for this release, a good person got the W. Today, we are talking about the Nike by Ambush Dunk High in these crazy Volt colorway. And yeah, you can see what we're working with here. You may be familiar with this model already, as other colorways have dropped in the past. But before we get into the finer details of this sneaker right here, let's first take a closer look. Welcome back, and before we get into the sneaker, I want to first thank you for joining me on this video. If you are new here, consider hitting that like and subscribe. To the returning subscribers, always good to see your smiling faces. You guys are the best. Now, per usual, I got some helpful links down in the description below for you to check out. Protective shoe spray and cleaning kits to keep your kicks clean. My favorite sneaker books are linked down there. Of course, links to cop, but unfortunately, this is not going to be one with a link to cop down below. This is going to be secondary market, your eBay, StockX, GOAT, etc. That's where you're going to need to go to get these, because these were a limited release, a hyped release, and I mean, yeah, you can see why, right? It combines one of the hypest, I should say, shoes of the year, and that's the Dunks, especially in the high. We've kind of strangely moved from the Jordan 1 highs to now Dunk highs, and it's easy to see why. They're very close aesthetically, but this one takes some of the proportions of the sneaker and really exaggerates it. So this is a collaboration with Ambush, which is a very dope brand that has done some really dope collaborations with everyone from Nike to high-end design houses, and even some lower tier, because there is another brand they've done that's affiliated with Nike, the Duck Boot, the Chuck Taylor All-Star Duck Boot, which I've reviewed on this channel. Super dope boot. And that Converse would be considered kind of a middle lower tier collaborator, even though it's owned by Nike. This is really the pinnacle of the collaboration with Nike, being able to do a dunk, an iconic model like this. So they've released colorways last year, I believe, or earlier this year. The first Ambush Dunk colorways dropped. There was a really dope black and white pair, which was the one that I wanted. It was kind of like the Batman Dunk because of these pointy swooshes, the end of the swoosh coming off the back here, obviously. But I took the L just like everybody else seemingly did, and I thought it was not for me. I would just never get my hands on a pair. There was even a bread colorway that Yoon, one of the collaborators or one of the founders of Ambush, was rocking, but no confirmation on if those bread colorway Ambush Dunk highs will drop. She made it pretty clear in some of the comments I saw that on her Instagram that it was not going to happen. So it is what it is. We got this crazy Volt colorway, which it kind of depends on what you're into. I think it's pretty dope. As a statement piece for your fit, it's gonna work. And you can obviously see that some of the proportions have been tinkered with when it comes to this particular dunk. So you can still make out the traditional dunk silhouette. And from here forward, just about everything is the same. The toe box look the same. And then really, once you get to the swooshes here. So these are these big applied kind of rubber plasticky pieces. I almost am kind of weary. I mean, it's overlapping here near the eyelets, and kind of, you can almost, like, if you're not careful, you could kind of rip it off, I bet. And it kind of makes me want to treat this shoe with a little bit more care. I mean, I'm sure it's not as fragile as it kind of looks and feels in hand. I'm sure this will hold on just fine, but it's just something to point out. It made me think of that. It got me kind of worried. But it's the statement piece of the sneaker. It's super dope how it comes off the back here, gives this shoe even more of a three-dimensional feel and visual look to it. And then you get the heel counter, which is the other exaggerated piece of this shoe. So the heel counter, as you can see, kind of bumps out here, and it's a hard molded plastic, and Ambush is stamped into the back of that, very similar to the Converse collaboration as well. And you can kind of see the heel counter here, this big leather piece, which is one of the overlays that we've come to know with the Dunk. This is also kind of separating from the back of the shoe as well as the top here where the heel tab would normally go. So there is no heel tab on this particular pair. And then of course you can see at the top here, you get some extra laces, a black and a white pair, which I think will look nice. Black on black, or even the black with the white, nice little contrast to kind of break up all of the Volt green action happening here. And then at the top, the tongue tab here, you get the Nike swoosh with ambush underneath, nice branding. And other than that, it's a pretty standard build, standard leather actually. So I will say I have the Bodega Dunk Highs. I also have the Notre Light Orwood Brown Dunk Highs. And if we're talking about quality materials and overall kind of like finish, those two are much higher quality finish than these ambush dunks. That's not to take away from this. This leather still feels nice. It feels like a decent leather. You know, I don't know if it's necessarily a higher end leather. It kind of feels almost on par to what you get with most Jordan 1 releases, probably all the standard Dunk High releases as well. Just something to point out. It doesn't necessarily give off the premium feel that some of the other collaborations have given off. Really, the selling point on this sneaker is, of course, the vibrant colorway and then these exaggerated swooshes and little heel counter details here, because otherwise it is a pretty standard dunk in build and feel, in my opinion. The only other kind of customization or collaboration you get here is on the insole. Just got a big ambush print along the insole. So nothing really special in regards to any extensive branding, but you know, more subtle branding is better. I like that they use the shoe to speak more than just the brand. It's not just like stamped logos all over it and they're calling it, you know, the collaboration. There really was some thought put into this sneaker, and overall it's just a really, really dope sneaker, really in tune with what's trendy right now. I mean, dunks are just it, along with a couple other models, and it doesn't seem like at any point that is going to slow down. So if you're looking for these, prepare to pay a decent premium. I would imagine though, because this colorway being a little bit more bright and bold, it's not going to fetch the same resale price that some of the original colorways that dropped in these are. So if you want to get your hands on a pair for a little bit of a cheaper price, I would imagine that these are going to stay below what the black and white pair, for instance, would be running for on resale right now. I'm also skeptical that this was more of a limited release because I got them, and I take the L on so many releases. When I get one, I'm almost like, well, maybe that's because they made too many, but who knows? I'm assuming it's a limited release and not a GR. As for sizing and fit goes, I take my true size with this. So whatever size you would take in like a Jordan 1, an Air Force 1, any of the Jordan retros, I go with my true size. My true size with this one as well. Fits fine, fits exactly how you would think it would feel. And you know, the comfort level is there. It's that standard comfort, what you kind of get with a Jordan 1. Not gonna blow you away, but a comfortable, nice shoe for you to rock. And like, how would you pair this shoe? You know, for me, you can see with the on foot, like I did it with a clean pair of joggers. Solid colors is what I would go for styling this shoe. If you want to go with shorts, you're gonna go for some tasteful above the knee shorts with some nice crew socks perhaps. But keep in mind to keep the rest of the fit subdued, solid colors, not as bright and crazy as the shoe, because this is the shoe that you wear where you're gonna let your feet do the talking. So that does it for me on this video of the Nike by Ambush Dunk High with the crazy swooshes and this crazy Volt green colorway. And overall, I think it's a super dope sneaker. It's one of those sneakers that's going to be a collectible for years to come that people are going to reference and talk about no matter what colorway you get it in. So let me know if you're feeling these down in the comments below so I can hit you back. And of course, if you are new here, consider joining the family, hitting that like and subscribe. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I very much appreciate each and every one of you. Your likes, comments, subscriptions, engagement, all of that is what makes this channel great. It's because you, not because of me. And lastly, check out some of the helpful links down in the description below. Protective shoe spray, cleaning kits to keep your kicks clean, my favorite sneaker books, as well as some links to cop usually, but like I said, this is going to be secondary market action for you guys trying to get your hands on these. And with that being said, I hope you'll join me for the next one. Hope you have a good day, good evening, good night, whenever you're watching this. Peace.